opposition to boycott elections. Patterson demands answers for billion-dollar repairs. And airport unveils new facade. Rico Bulford, and this is Uncut News. You see news happening? Send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-615. The government has appointed March 13th, 2023 as Local Government Elections Day. And within hours of the declaration, the AFC has already said it will boycott the elections over concerns of a bloated voters list, and sources within the PNC are also hinting at boycotting it as well. Nevertheless, the president has called on the opposition political parties to contest the local government elections, saying they all had long enough notice to be a part of the democratic process. So far, 10 towns and 70 neighborhood councils will be up for a vote. This morning, the head of Ramps Logistics, Sean Rampassard, was released on $500,000 bail after pleading not guilty to 10 charges of false declarations made over the past 2 years to the GRA. The court heard that Ramps allegedly falsely declared on customs forms that it was the seller of said items, which includes heavy-duty equipment and chemical compounds, among others. Rampassard is expected back in court on November 25th. Meanwhile, his case against the GRA will be heard in the High Court on November the 11th. The GPSU has taken the government to the High Court over the unilateral decision to give public servants a 7% salary increase in lieu of constitutionally mandated collective bargaining between the union and the government. The GPSU is demanding over $2 million in damages and an order from the court to force the government to come to the negotiation table. Diwali, the Hindu celebration, is a public holiday in Guyana, Trinidad, and Suriname. But starting next year, it will be a public school holiday in New York City. Diwali Day has been an excused school day for the last 12 years in New York City schools. Parking rules were also suspended during that period. But from next year, Diwali Day will be an official school holiday. New York City Mayor Eric Adams made the announcement on Thursday morning in acknowledgement of the city's approximately 200,000 Hindu, Sikh, Jain, and Buddhist adherents, thousands of them being Guyanese. This year, it is celebrated on October 24th on this side of the world. The 7th anniversary memorial service for fallen Guyanese-born NYPD detective Randolph Holder was held at the Brickdam Cathedral. Detective Holder had served with the New York City Police Department for 5 years and was assigned to the Police Service Area 5, where he was killed in the line of duty on October 20th, 2015, whilst pursuing an armed suspect in East New York, Brooklyn. The man accused of shooting him, Tyrone Howard, has since been sentenced to life in prison. Detective Holder came from a policing family, as his father and grandfather both served in the GPF. It might not be robbery season, but the streets are still mean. That's why you need to get security for your home and business through Sheriff Security Service. Sheriff Security offers well-trained guards, armed and unarmed patrol, marine patrol, canine services. There's people even on drones. Why? Because your security is their highest priority. You've seen the rest. Now hire the best. Hire Sheriff Security Service today. Now it's time to tell you about Best Buy's Car of the Day. Currently on sale is this 2016 Toyota Crown Athlete. It comes with Bluetooth mount rims, new tires, TV, CD, stereo, fog lamps, back camera, and much, much more. Buy cars for $9.95 million. All pay as low as $1.99 million down, with around $170,000 monthly for 5 years, and it is yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info. Or visit their showrooms at Lot 171 Peter Road Street, Queenstown, or Lot 2 Lamar Street. And tell them Enrico sent you for this sweet deal. Parliamentarian David Patterson wants the government to answer why in the world the repairs to the Demerara Harbour Bridge cost over $1 billion and counting. Patterson says he just can't see how the repairs could cost that much money. I can't see why either, and my eyes are just fine. Anyway, he has asked that Minister Edgell give the National Assembly the list of contractors that did the emergency works, what exactly they did, and how much they were paid over that 3-day period. Guyanese fishermen operating in Surinamese waters are now being allowed to moor their vessels in Guyana. The president of the Upper Quarantine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Hamchan Jaijan, said about 2 weeks ago Suriname lifted the requirement for Guyanese fishing vessels to be moored over there. While they welcome the development, the chamber is now looking forward to the granting of fishing licenses to Guyanese fishermen. Currently, there are over 160 fishing vessels that operate in Surinamese waters. 29 house fires have left 56 persons across Berbice homeless for the year thus far. The Guyana Fire Service said that among the 29, 18 homes were left destroyed. Divisional Fire Officer Clive McDonald reported that the causes of those fires ranged from electrical malfunctions to malicious acts. He added that the division has had to respond to 217 calls in relation to fires, of which 44 were malicious false alarms. On Wednesday, Kanu busted 42-year-old Sherlon Kisoon and Helena Rodriguez of Tabatinga, Latam, with over 2.6 kilos of cannabis. According to reports, the ganja was found in Kisoon's vehicle as well as Rodriguez's home. They are currently in police custody. Now for today's oil update. Guyana Shore Basin Incorporated and its sister company, Sustainable Environmental Solutions, are the latest companies to have their local content master plans approved by the Ministry of Natural Resources. A local content master plan is a development blueprint that is enforceable by law. It outlines a company's procurement, employment, and capacity development plans over a 5-year period. GYBSI and SES, both of which have been certified by the local content secretariat, join several other companies that have recently had their local content master plans approved by the government. These include SBM Offshore, Halliburton Guyana, and CGX Energy Incorporated. Construction at the Chedijagan International Airport is still ongoing, but they have already unveiled the new facade of the building. The design uses the One Guyana motif as well as the nation's colors. But how do you feel about the design? I think it's okay, but I really wish they would plant a few trees over on that island over there, but hey, that's just me. Attention truck owners, if you're not shopping at Powered Automotive, you're wasting your money. Powered Automotive has all the major parts for all models of DAF, Freightliner, Mach, International, and more. No need to knock your belly here. They have all the parts you need at prices you can afford. Visit them at Lot 491 EE Eccles, or call or WhatsApp them on telephone number 697-0171. Save big on truck parts at Powered Automotive, the #1 heavy-duty truck parts store in Guyana.
As an independent online news entity, being politically objective can cost you a lot of money in lost sponsorship opportunities. That's because most local companies are often too scared to associate themselves with a news entity that is uncompromising with the truth. We do appreciate our sponsors, as their support is what has allowed us to maintain our integrity without fear and remain dedicated to you, our viewers. Every night, thousands of viewers rely on Uncut News because they are tired of the biased and poorly presented mainstream media in Guyana. But to truly compete, we need your help to grow Uncut News from being the most watched online news to the most watched news in Guyana, period. Help us by becoming a monthly subscriber today. There are special rewards at every subscription level, including your name in the credits, personalized gifts, and more. Your monthly contribution helps us to stay independent by spending less time worrying about paying the bills and more time on keeping you informed. So click the link in the description of this video and become a subscriber today.
You can multiply your cash by selling Digicel Top-Up. This is a legit way you can earn some extra money at your business or to supplement your current hustle. Become a top-up vendor quick and easy by linking with Cellular Plus. Call them on telephone number 685-3109 for more info. Now for our Uncut News Viewers Poll Question of the Day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Ghana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it is to us. Yesterday I asked, how can we best adapt to climate change as a nation? The realist one says adapt. Move from the coastal low-lying areas. Georgetown will flood and it will be horrible. And them on top won't care, as international aid will be en route to their pockets. Sad, but probably true. Guy Bryan says simply, we can adapt by changing with the climate. Indeed. And finally, Dimitri V says, I think Guyana can adapt to climate change by first making use of the renewable resources it has to supply its electricity, maintaining the integrity of the rainforest for CO2 consumption, and establish best practices that the people as a whole should be able to abide to. I like that suggestion, and it makes sense. Now for tonight's question. What is an issue you believe is not getting enough coverage? I want you to think about that question. Tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight. You check us out on Monday for another. Until then, I'm Rico Bulford saying, have a great weekend. And as always, don't drink and drive, or you'll end up on Monday's episode the hard way. Ha-ha! Good night, folks.